Hello everyone! Back again with movie review. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the horror mystery films from 2012 titled House at the End of the Street. Before we get to the storyline, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and great day. Without further ado, let's get straight to the storyline. The movie begins in the middle of a stormy night when a young girl named Carrie Ann, who appears to have become a psycho patient, begins to walk towards her parents' room. Due to the noises, her mother awakes, and when she checks on her daughter, Carrie ruthlessly kills her with multiple hammer strikes. Her father, Jacobson, hears the sound of hits just before Carrie and runs to murder him. After killing them both, she escapes the house and never returns. We shift to 4 years later when a new family moves into the Woodshire. Elisa and her mother, Sarah, are starting a new life in a ginormous house next door to the notorious Jacobson residence, which can be seen from their window. Jacobson's house is driven down the real estate market so that it allows Sarah and her daughter to afford rent to their beautiful place. Out of curiosity, Elisa goes to look around the house in the evening, but after hearing some noises in the forest, she is forced to change her mind. While the family is having dinner, it is revealed that even after Sarah is separated from her husband, Elisa still misses her father. Later that night, Sarah is woken up by strange noises coming from outside. To her shock, she realizes that someone is still living in the supposedly abandoned Jacobson house. The following day, while meeting their neighbors, Sarah and Elisa learn that Jacobson's son, Ryan, is still living in the notorious house, but he keeps his business to himself. Here, Elisa is introduced to Tyler, a teenage boy that goes to the school she'll be going to and an organizer of a famine relief program. We learn that even the town tried to buy Jacobson's house since it brings down real estate value. Ryan, the son, doesn't want to sell it at any price. It turns out that while the gruesome act took place, Ryan was safe and sound since he's staying with his aunt upstate. But that's not all. Rumors have been swirling for years that after the tragedy, Ryan's sister, Carrie Ann, drowned in the dam with her body never to be found. Tyler reveals that some people have seen Carrie living in the woods, but others believe it to be nonsense. When Sarah and Elisa go back home later, Elisa hears some noises in the woods again, and a shadow can be seen among the trees. The following day at Woodshire High School, Tyler invites Elisa to a famine group party, but she refuses, saying she has plans with her mother. However, soon after she learns that her mother is stuck with the night shift, Elisa decides to go with Tyler. During the party, Tyler begins to harass Elisa, making her mad, and she leaves the party without any second thought. The road is dark and empty, and a thunder can be heard in the distance. Elisa starts walking home, and when a car stops near her, she tries to call her mom, but the mom doesn't answer. The driver is revealed to be Ryan, who recognizes Elisa as his new neighbor and offers her a ride. Afraid of Ryan's personality, Elisa utterly refuses, saying she is waiting for her mother. However, soon it begins to rain, which forced her to go with Ryan. On their way home, when Elisa asks him why he still lives in the house his parents got killed in, Ryan reveals that when he was 7, his father sent him away, and now their house is the only thing he has left of his family. He also reveals that after fixing it up, he will sell it and leave for a new place. After arriving home, Elisa's mother scolds her for coming with Ryan and not telling her, and Elisa gets frustrated and ignores her completely. On the other hand, Ryan makes a meal for one person and brings it down to the basement, where he opens a small door on the floor and enters the place of his secrets. But soon after he enters the room at the end of a hallway, he is suddenly attacked by a young woman who appears to be Carrie Ann. Ryan then injects her with some drugs and manages to make her unconscious again. He doesn't understand why she always tries to run away since he takes good care of her. And he also asks her not to bother the new neighbor. When he leaves the room, he puts the key on top of the doorframe, which is where he always puts it. The following day, Elisa sees Tyler at school and tries to avoid him, which makes him insult her. She meets her new friend, Gillian, whom she met at the party before. Soon, Gillian's brother and his best friend arrive there. And knowing that Elisa is a good singer, they offer to have her be part of their band in the upcoming tournament. Meanwhile, her mother, Sarah, meets a police officer, Bill, and tells him that she has just moved with her daughter, and she wants to know if there is anything wrong with Ryan. Unlike everyone else, Bill doesn't hate Ryan and has great sympathy for that lonely person. He also informs that he has never had any problem with him. But everyone likes to talk foul about Ryan. Hearing this, Sarah becomes relieved and realizes that she was upset over some mere rumors. In the meantime, Elisa visits Ryan at his house for the first time and gives him a CD of her music. There, Elisa witnesses a lot of food stocking up in an old fallout shelter and a walkie-talkie with Carrie's drawing. However, she ignores everything and begins to look at Ryan's house. There she sees Ryan's family photo and gushes over Carrie in stunning blue eyes. When Elisa visits Carrie's old room, she notices that it looks like it belongs to a little kid, while Carrie Ann was supposedly 13. Ryan then reveals that one day, while they were playing tag on swings, Carrie kept going higher and higher but suddenly fell from the swing. Ryan shouts for his parents to help, but they can be seen sitting hopelessly and doing drugs. This tragedy damaged her brain, and when she woke up, she was completely different. She would attack her family and break things. Elisa soon leaves for home, but when she tells her mother that she was at Ryan's house, Sarah becomes worried about her and advises her to give up trying to fix the damaged toy. After Elisa leaves the house, Ryan checks on Carrie Ann in her room, but he forgets to lock the door when he walks out. As a result, when Carrie Ann awakes, she manages to break through Ryan's security and tries to escape. Watching her outside, Ryan rushes to capture her, but Carrie seems to be running towards Elizabeth's house. All of a sudden, Elizabeth's door rattles, making her terrified. But when she checks outside, Gillian suddenly appears from behind and scares her out. After they go inside, we see Ryan, who somehow captured Carrie before appearing in front of people. The following day, Sarah invites Ryan to a dinner at their house, and Elise gets confused as her mother was against him before. However, at the dinner table, Sarah asks him many awkward questions while drinking a lot of wine. When she leaves the room to get dessert, Ryan still thanks Elisa for being the first person to invite him somewhere since the murders. Just then, Sarah suddenly instructs Ryan and Elisa not to be alone, whether in his house or her house if she is not with them. The mother is worried about her daughter, who is just a high school student while Ryan is a college boy. Ryan respects the rule but then immediately leaves, making Elisa mad at her mother for her rude behavior. On the next day, Sarah meets Officer Bill and informs him everything she did last night. She claims she only restricts Elizabeth because she doesn't want her daughter to make the same mistake she did in her teen years. In the meantime, Elizabeth is still mad at her mother, thinking that she still treats her like a child. Soon she meets Ryan and apologizes to him on behalf of her mother. Having Gillian with her, Elizabeth asks Ryan to give them a ride back home, but Gillian appears to be afraid of Ryan. They drop Gillian at her house, and Ryan reminds his promise to Sarah, telling Elisa that they should not be together alone. However, Elisa doesn't take her mother seriously and informs him that she has already connected her mobile with the home telephone, which will now forward every call to her mobile. She then receives a call from her mother, who tells her that she will be busy with the night shift again. Later that night, they go inside Ryan's house to make out on the couch, and the noises they make reach Carrie Ann through the baby monitor. The girl manages to escape from the basement and tries to run away. Watching her take the knife, Ryan suddenly shouts at Elisa and tells her to leave the house. He begins chasing after Carrie Ann, who is now running through the woods, and before Carrie can reach a couple in a car nearby, Ryan manages to capture her. The girl keeps on making noises that could alert the couple, so his hold on her becomes stronger. Unfortunately, this makes him accidentally snap her neck and kill her. Sad to the core of his heart, Ryan takes her body with him and drives away, taking her somewhere. After taking care of the body, Ryan arrives at a cafe where a student waitress, Peggy Jones, attempts to comfort him and gives him a slice of cake at the cafe. Later, he calls Elisa and apologizes to her, saying he doesn't really understand what happened last night and that he wants to meet her again. Elisa takes the chance to invite him to the Battle of Bands at school. However, when Ryan arrives there later, the other boys, including Tyler, consider him as a freak and try to tease him, but Ryan ignores them. When he goes to meet Elisa, they are interrupted when a boy tells him that the other boys begin to break his car. Ryan tries to stop Tyler and his friends, but they all begin to beat him, leaving Ryan with no other option but to resist.